Greetings and salutations. So, we're going to hear from some experts. I wanted to know what different experts in different fields would think about this footage. Is it a living, breathing, real creature or something else? Now, some of you already know this, but for the benefit of those that do not, I was once a professional magician and illusionist. I also did some puppet work, personally and professionally. I was a maker of masks, and I created some special effects both for my own shows and for other shows. I think that qualifies me to look at something like this and decide if it's a real, living, breathing creature being filmed here, or if this is just a carefully created deception. In other words, an illusion. But still, I didn't want you to just take my word for it. I wanted to bring in some other experts. I thought for a while, and what I thought about was, who would I hire if I wanted to make some Bigfoot footage? And suddenly it hit me. There is a powerhouse duo that I got to meet, even get to know a little bit from the world of magic and illusions. That would be John Bundy and Morgan. These two are amazing. They have done magic and illusion shows all over the United States and beyond, in theme parks, theaters, pay-per-view events, and more. John Bundy has done puppet shows all over and created the puppets and built the puppet sets. And what's really amazing here about these two is that they're not just the on-stage talent. They do it all. They paint and build whole sets. They build these incredible stage illusions. They script the shows. They perform the shows, design costumes, and more. They are experts at using stagecraft and music and lighting to create illusions. They are experts at the art of illusion, at using deception and stagecraft to sell a pretty lie that people fall in love with. So I wondered, would they think this footage was of a living, breathing, real creature, or would they think it was a pretty lie, a carefully crafted lie, but still a lie? First, I wanted to show you some examples of their illusion work and performances. And after we will see some examples of their illusion work, we'll hear what these experts have to say about this footage. Is it incredible evidence or just an incredible hoax? Well, my friends, we've seen some of their incredible work, but what do these two lifelong masters of illusions think about this alleged Bigfoot footage? Is this a real, live, living, breathing creature, or is this a carefully constructed illusion of a real creature? I was curious what these two would have to say after viewing the footage, so I've sent them the footage and they have sent me their thoughts via email here. We're going to begin with Morgan, who begins with the short answer, "I'm not impressed." So right off the bat, she's not impressed. The very first thing that jumps out at me about in all of these videos is that the man has managed to find a woods completely devoid of wind. Nothing in these videos moves. There is no ambient wind, especially on the foreground elements. And let's start with the foreground. In all the face videos, there is the same distinct foreground blurred, something closest to the camera. In the first video, it is on the left, and in the second and third, it is on the right. But it is the exact same element. The fact that it is the same in all three videos makes it seem very much like a video overlay. She goes on to say, the faces in the same overall orientation in all three videos, blurred, something obscuring one side, rock or a large object in the front, covering anything below the chin, and a very controlled field of view. Next she says, 3 once-in-a-lifetime shots that all look the same. What are the chances of that? She says, in the running video, foreground elements are even more stagnant and unmoving. Again, no wind, not even a breeze. Next she says, as for the face itself, Bigfoot uses hairspray. The hair on the first face is far too neat. The eyes are very set back, which indicates a thickness of material like a mask or makeup prosthetic. Apes have deep-set eyes, but you see the deepness at the brow ridge, not in the bottom of the eyes where they joined the cheeks. Next, Morgan says that the nose and lips areas are all dry, show no sign of moisture. The lips on the second face all appear to be exactly the same as those on the first face, indicating the same mold is being used in the mask, or the same person wearing the prosthetics. Further, Morgan says that the eyes also indicate that the same person and all three faces. So again, she says that the eyes in these films also indicate the same person and all three faces. It's interesting to know that the white of the eye is visible. Old Hollywood movies and makeup artists commonly made this mistake when doing apes. Apes have much bigger eyes than humans and little to no white. One could argue that a Bigfoot is human or half human, but the eyes in all those faces definitely are human. Finally, Morgan says the third one is the worst. The wrinkles in the forehead are clearly sculpted in and totally unmoving. She says, sorry to rain on this guy's parade, but there's nothing real about any of these videos. So there we have it. That's what a lifelong master of illusion thinks of these videos. Okay, next, what did John Bundy, master of illusion, lifetime magician, and crafter of beautiful illusions, think? Was this a living, breathing creature or a carefully constructed illusion? So I corresponded with John by email, and now we'll go over exactly what he had to say about this alleged Bigfoot footage. John Bundy says, to my eye, there is no sign of life, not a blink, not a twitch, no movement at all, except a slight wave back and forth, as if someone was trying to hold a teddy bear still over their head. I've referenced close-up videos of gorillas, great apes, and bears. There is facial movement even when standing still. A big cat can be totally still, but can this? Next, John Bundy says that the walking shot had a cadence just like the Patterson film. He believes they were trying to find a similarity. Next, John Bundy says that the hair on all the creatures is a bit pristine for a creature without a comb. So there we have it, friends. We have a pair of magicians, illusionists, who are used to creating illusions, both of which have done work with puppets and latex prosthetics, stage illusions, and more. And both of them took one look at this footage and said, "This is fake."
Wait a second. Did you see that? In case you missed it, let's go back and have a closer look. Can you see those 3 apples way off in the background? Here's a shot of them as they were a few minutes ago. They are 3 large red delicious apples. Here's what they look like from the other camera 25 yards away. Let's call them apples 1, 2, and 3. Watch again now closely in slow motion to apple number 3. Did you see that? Have a closer look. Where apple 3 once was is now a black, empty space. If you watch it again in slow motion, you can actually see it removed. Now watch this.
That's 3.
At this moment, I have no idea those apples are being taken.
1, 2, and over here. I can hear this guy moving over on me too.
And there goes apple number 1.
I don't know which way to look. I don't know where to go right now. Shit. I just...
In case you didn't notice it, I was literally shaking. So I was absolutely terrified because all their energy was focused on me and I could feel it. I could feel them there. When I did that pan across, I knew there was an individual at each one of those spots. I knew it. I could feel it. It was powerful. And what is also amazing is after I literally, I trip, I fall, the light goes off, all these things kind of fall apart, and I'm done, guys. I'm tapping. Like I'm over adrenaline, over emotional, overblown on every level. It's as much as I can take. So you know what they do? They leave me alone. They go, man, that's a good enough. My teachers say he's had enough. We got our apples, which is cool. He gave us that gift with an open, wonderful heart, just because he cares about us, because he's building this relationship with us, and he's had enough, guys. Leave him alone. And they left me alone to the point where they weren't harassing me anymore. I know they followed me out. I know an individual stayed there, watched me, followed me out, but didn't push me anymore. And it was enough. It was enough for me to, even the next day, I stayed one day just to let them know that I'm not hightailing it out of there, that it wasn't a traumatic experience. So I spent the whole extra one day there just to chill out and go, I'm cool, no more gifts. I felt like I'd learned enough too. And I just wanted them to say, hey, yo, and put that energy out there. I'm leaving, everything's cool, this was a wonderful experience, and I'm gonna go home and I learned my lesson, and now this relationship can go to a new level, which it has and which it has done, and which is so amazing. These little subtle things that are going on are so important and so rich, because that's happening right now. Right now they're taking apples from us. Right now the Sasquatch are giving us beautiful gifts, making structures for us, and we're going to a new level. Problem is, we need to get to a new level, and the only way I can see to do that is new footage. Or do you have a better idea?
As we headed deeper into the mountains for our hike, I decided to interview the mysterious woman that Todd was with. What is your relationship to Todd?
I am basically an apprentice, so I'm here to learn what he has to teach with tracking and looking for Bigfoot, basically. So,
So how did that come about?
I was just a fan, and I found him on Instagram after watching his documentary on Netflix, and he answered me back, and I was just asking if he does expeditions for just to go for regular people, just to go out and try and find Sasquatch, and he messaged me back and said he was willing to do that, and now I'm here.
Dope.
Yeah. I am a skeptic slightly. Until I see it for myself, I'm definitely not going to be able to believe it.
What was up with that Sasquatch glove in the back seat?
I don't know. I'm going to definitely grill him on that one. So,
Yeah.
very suspicious.